watched it yet, do join us for that tomorrow. Rise and Fall on Channel 4 and All 4. Right, now let's hear from Bukayo Saka. He's with Kelly Summers.
Bukayo, congratulations, another big win, but we've got to start with your goal. You've scored a fair few for England and Arsenal this season, but that was special, wasn't it?
Yeah, that one's definitely up there. As soon as it left my foot, I sort of knew it was going to be on target, and when I looked up, it was top corner. So yeah, one of my better goals.
I was going to say, talk us through it from your point of view, because you really couldn't have hit it much better.
Yeah. So when obviously Hendo's given it to me, and I've turned, I sort of knew straight away I was going to shoot. And yeah, as soon as I got in the right position, shot, and yeah, nice goal.
As for England overall, another win. What did you make of the performance from the team?
I think it was an excellent team performance. You know, it was a quick turnaround from the last game, and we had to fight in that game as well. So some of the lads were tired, but today we played really well, and yeah, we're happy with the 3 points.
You talked there about some of the lads being tired. You certainly didn't look it tonight. Did you feel like you were getting a lot of joy on that side?
Yeah. I felt like I was getting the ball in good positions, and I was just having some dangerous attacks for the team. So yeah, I was happy with my performance today.
Was the only frustration perhaps from an England point of view the fact that you couldn't get a few more goals given your dominance in the game?
Yeah, definitely. I think some of the lads definitely wanted to get on the score sheet. You know, definitely Madders over there, he had an amazing performance, and I think he deserved to score. But you know, at the end of the day, we're happy with the 3 points.
2 wins from 2. How do you assess how qualification's gone so far?
I think it's gone really well. You know, we've been really mature about it. These games, you know, we can't just look past. You know, it's not as if we're going to automatically just end up in the Euros. We have to qualify first. So I think we can be really happy with this past week with the 2 wins.
As for you as well, having a brilliant season for Arsenal, which could, of course, get even better come the end of the season. It looks like you're really relishing and enjoying your football right now.
Yeah, football's fun. Football's always fun. That's why I started playing it. So yeah, I'm really enjoying my football right now, and yeah, I just hope the happiness can continue towards the end of the season.
Thanks, Bukayo. Well done tonight.
Thank you.
Well, Bukayo Saka has been absolutely brilliant across these last couple of games. He's near enough nailed down that spot on the right-hand side, Joe. On the left, though, we've seen 3 different players across the 2 games play on that side. Grealish, Foden coming on for a short cameo, and today James Maddison on his first start. So where does Rashford fit into this when he's fit?
Huge competition for places now. I think Harry Kane is obviously the number 9. Saka's just, his form is just, he just doesn't stop. So he's secured that place on the right, and then Rashford gives you a different option to Grealish. Foden gives you a different option, and Maddison, they can all play central as well. I just think if you miss squads at this level with England, with this quality around you, someone can come in and take your shirt. You was always taught as players, you play for the shirt you got on at that time, but you're playing for the next game as well. So Rashford's definitely in the question because of his quality and what he's doing at Manchester United. But if you miss squads, there's great players that come in and take it. And it's a fantastic position for Gareth to be in. We're so well stocked in them forward areas.
He's having his most prolific season at Manchester United this year, Stephen. So when he is fit, surely you can't ignore that.
No, I don't think Gareth will ignore it. I agree with Joe. I think we've got a manager now that is not scared to make big decisions. So if you don't turn up for a squad, or you're injured, or you miss out, it could go against you. The other thing that's important to say is we looked at the team tonight. We've got a lot of players that were coming to feet and coming short. Rashford gives you something different. He's the one who'll run in behind. He'll break lines with the ball. He'll break lines without the ball. So it's so important to have different tools in your squad when you go into these tournaments or the qualification campaigns. If within a game something's not working, you can bring something on from the side. And what Gareth's got here, as Joe said, is he's got loads of different tools that can open the door. And we are blessed with big talent in the final third.
Yeah, I think with the way that the game's played now, them wingers can play inside as well. So, as Stephen says, you facing different opposition, pose them different problems. And the fact that you've got players like Foden, Rashford, Grealish to choose from, the strength and depth is scary in this squad.
The other thing to say as well is Harry Kane obviously has been fantastic, but we also have to prepare for what after Harry Kane. What if he gets a niggle? What if he gets a suspension? What if he's not available? With all due respect, we've only seen Ivan Toney for 10-15 minutes here. We know Rashford can play as a 9, and we know that he can score goals in any game. So it's important that Rashford's available for us.
OK, it was James Maddison who started there earlier on today. What a week for him. He won Countdown, made his first England start, and now he's talking to Kelly Summers. What about that?
Well, James, you've been made to wait for another England appearance, but your first start tonight, was it as good as you hoped it would be?
Yeah, it was, to be honest. It almost felt like a second debut. I know that doesn't really work, but I've had to wait a long time since the first one. I almost can't remember the debut. But listen, it was lovely to be out there. I tried to treat it as just another game of football, and bring my strengths and my skill set to the team. And always nice to top it off with a win. Makes the night even more special. Yeah.
You played as part of the front three tonight. I asked the manager pre-match what he wanted to see from you. He said he wanted you to play with freedom. Did you feel you had that out there?
Yeah, definitely. You know, Gareth's brilliant. He's a very good coach. Him and Steve are really good and very tactical, and they know my strengths are not necessarily hugging the touchline. Like Bukayo on the other side, for example, who's very good in the 1v1s and very direct. I'm a player who's going to come inside, and I think that complemented Ben Chilwell as well, who's a fullback who likes to go down the outside, so they know what they're doing. But he just said to me I can play with freedom how I do for my club and bring that, and hopefully he can be happy with my performance. Yeah.
I also asked him pre-match what your best position was, in his opinion. He didn't really answer it, he just said about the freedom. What do you feel your best position is?
I'm going to stick with the gaffer then and say freedom as well. Now listen, I'm a player who probably operates best centrally, but you can cause teams a lot of problems coming into central areas from wide because they don't know who's marking me. And if you get the balance right, like we did today with Jude, me, and Ben all interchanging, it can cause teams problems. And I think it did that today on the left side. So wherever he wants me to play, like you just said, it was 3 years since my last cap. I'll play right back if I have to. So yeah, I thought it worked well off the left.
I think it was 3 years, 132 days to be precise. You said it felt like a second debut. What has that period been like for you? Because of course you had the high of getting into the World Cup squad, but injuries stopped you playing. Yeah,
the World Cup was really frustrating. I just couldn't shake off a little irritating knee injury, which was it's hard to describe because you're so happy to be there and you're so happy to be part of the group, and the group is so good, but then you also have the lows of not playing, and like when you ask any footballer, injury is the worst thing that you can have. You know, you're so down and stuff. But my focus after a little break after Qatar was to just get back fully fit and playing well for Leicester, and get back into the next camp, and I did that, and I got my opportunity today. So I worked very hard, and I'm happy to change that number 1 on the caps to 2. So.
Oh, he's such a good talker, isn't he?
Fantastic talker, fantastic footballer. What we must know, Maddie, we cannot wait another 3 years to see him in an England shirt. Again, I thought he'd done really well today, and he's right. He's a tool. It's another tool that Gareth could use, and he can operate in multiple positions, and he can hurt the opposition. We've seen it week in, week out. Yeah,
it's been a special day for him, but also a special day here at Wembley. Andre, the final word has to go to you. Ukraine not getting the win today, but what will it have meant to the people of Ukraine to see the national team out here today?
Obviously, it's very important for us that all the world, again, we remind about Ukraine. And Ukrainian fans been unbelievable today. They support the team also. Become here. It's such a big deal for us. And thank you very much for all your support.
Yeah, it's been great to have you with us here today. It really has been a special atmosphere, hasn't it?
It has been special. It was a great game of football. You know, Ukraine came, they set England the challenge. We managed to obviously get over the line, get another positive win, but some things are more important than football. And you know, just for everyone in this country, we'd like to echo that we're standing right beside you. Whatever you need, we're there for you.
Thank you.
Andre, thank you. Joe, Jill, Stephen, it's been a pleasure as always. Make sure you follow Channel 4 Sport for clips, highlights and more from England and beyond. We'll also have highlights of today's action at midnight here on 4 and All 4. And don't forget, we've got the return of Rise and Fall on